Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, as I announced in my previous video, there's a lot of new cut content that just dropped for Halo 2 and Halo 3 on MCC, thanks to the Digsite crew. And this drop had a lot of cut content in it. But for this video, we'll be specifically looking at the cut unreleased Halo 3 DLC maps. So, let's get right into it. The first map we'll be looking at is called Blam Mountain. And this map, when I first, played through it, it gave me a lot of high ground vibes, and that's because that's what the intention was. It was meant to be basically a BTB version of high ground, a much larger version. And you can kind of see like how that is. Like there's a single base on the map, it's asymmetrical, and the base has like a front gate, which I can't open. A lot of the map, especially the buildings, they're kind of like incomplete, as in they're still kind of in like the block out phase, sort of. And I mean, the rest of the map looks pretty decent, and it does look in pretty good shape. And the whole map is playable. But I would imagine that because that gate probably can't be opened, it probably would affect the gameplay a little bit, because the main like way to break into the base is, well, it's pretty much indestructible. So this fortress is pretty much impenetrable. But the whole map looks pretty cool, and it does seem pretty fun to play on potentially if you can get like big lobbies going. But of course, this is only on a PC version, so if you're on Xbox, unfortunately, you won't be able to play any of these maps. So yeah, this is the first map. The next map that was included is called Pump House, and this map basically takes place in an underground sewer in Voy, I believe that's where it was supposed to be. And there's like two central shafts on this map, and each one has like an elevator in them that keeps going up and down and through several floors as well. You can't leave the sewer area. There's a barrier at the top. In fact, that's where the map kind of cuts off. But yeah, it has a central area here that's really huge. That's where the energy source spawns, and next to it are like these elevators that go up to different floors. So it's a pretty interesting map, and it's pretty sizable too. In fact, it kind of reminds me of like Dark Knight Rises for some reason. I guess that scene where Batman was fighting Bane in the sewers. That's what this map reminds me of. Of course, the according to the notes on the blog post, it doesn't mention that as the inspiration or anything, but that's what this reminds me of. If you guys remember that movie at all. Next up, we have the map Farm. This map was actually meant for Halo Reach. It was actually an early development map for Halo Reach, and it was in such an early stage that it was actually like there's like no assets for it really. So that is why you'll notice a lot of the structures on this map, like the base here, it's just taken from Standoff, and the skybox is from like Sierra 117 campaign. So it wasn't meant to be using these bases. They're kind of just reused from other maps because this map was so incomplete. And like I said, it was originally meant for Halo Reach as well. But aside from that, the map looks great, and it's also used to demo the other like cut vehicle, the Wolverine APC, or just I guess APC tank or whatever. And it's a really cool vehicle, and I'll get to vehicles and weapons in the next video. This video is just gonna be focused on the maps themselves, but there were a lot of cut vehicles and weapons and other stuff included as well, but that will be in the next video. For the sake of time, we're just gonna be looking at the maps for this one. But yeah, this map is also like a huge map, probably another BTB map. It is symmetrical. There are two bases on each side, one with more Covenant stuff, the other with more UNSC stuff. And it's aside from that, the map looks really nice, and it's definitely in much very playable shape as well. There is a way to cross between the two sides to the middle there. So in some ways, it's also kind of like map Avalanche as well. You have, a base on each side and a way through the middle to cut through. But yeah, that's basically it for this map. The last map that was included in this recent content drop is called Shaft. This map is huge, but also like very dark. When I'm in like the indoor section, it's like almost pitch black and it's hard to see. And even when I go outside, it's also like quite dim as far as the brightness goes. But you can see it is a huge map. It has a huge base, and I guess you could say it's symmetrical. and it's yeah, it's got a huge base in the center and it's got a huge beach on the outside. Definitely meant for BTB, but even for BTB, I think this might be like too huge still. So I don't know, but it's a pretty interesting map. And what's also like pretty cool about the original concept of the map is that I believe like above it's supposed to be like a huge like facility. Now I can't get that high, but there's a barrier blocking it. But we can take a look at it in a bit. There's also like sentinels flying around the outside of the map. The original plan was that the sentinels would be allied with certain teams in multiplayer, so that they'll attack like enemy teams for you and stuff like that. But that never, obviously the map never, made it to the final game. And as for the facility up top, well, it's not really like completed. It's just a giant blocky structure, but we could see that it is what it looks like from up there. And the map itself has a huge like playable space outside of the actual like intended play space. And the facility up top, it's also usable for other stuff as well, I'm sure. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Those are all the new unreleased Halo 3 DLC maps that are now available for you to try out on MCC for PC. I'll put a link to the Steam Workshop download in the description below. But aside from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think of these DLC maps, and make sure to subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.